Marvel solo movie ever. It might even be better than the Avengers, but I'll still just say that the Avengers is my favorite. But it's so good. What I was talking about with Thor and the other solo movies as well, they just what takes place in those movies does not feel important. Doesn't feel like it relates to the rest of the Marvel universe. Obviously, Captain America, works for Shield, so there's a direct tie-in there. But still, what goes on in this movie definitely feels like it directly impacts, what's going to take place for the rest of the Marvel universe and the Shield universe. And I mean, the events of this movie directly set the stage for Avengers 2, which is actually coming out in about a month, which is really crazy to think. But the action in this movie was so clean. I think just one of the best modern action movies. They really kept the shaky cam to a minimum. The only complaint I have was the audio of the Blu-ray. The voices, the dialogue when people are talking, it's really low, but then the action scenes are really loud. That was a problem. And then also something I noticed from the theater, but during the fight scenes, the hand-to-hand combat scenes, when a punch or a kick would land, the audio felt kind of subdued. Felt kind of muted and muffled when a punch or something would land. And I thought it was really noticeable and kind of weird, but definitely didn't take away from the movie. But just kind of a minor complaint I had. But what a great movie! It's a mystery movie. It's a great kind of has a great spy feel to it. Kind of a government has that kind of undercover government stuff going on, and I just really loved it. A great action movie, a lot of fun. Visually it's great, and I can't wait for the Avengers 2, but definitely the best movie Marvel has made other than the Avengers, easily. And now this is one of the most rewatchable movies in my collection, so I really love Winter Soldier, and in my top 3 movies of 2014. Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas and Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas. This was a Disney Movie Club pickup, and I'd never seen these before. I watched them for the first time this past holiday season, and what it is just a bunch of different skits, I guess you could say, of different Christmas themed stories, and there are different characters for each of those little stories. They have one for Goofy and his son, and one for Mickey and Minnie, and Donald. And I only enjoyed one of them. There's only one I would really go back to watch again, and that's it's the one with Donald and his nephews, where they wake up and they wish it was Christmas every day, and their wish comes true. That's the only one that felt cute and kind of enjoyable, but the rest of them honestly just felt boring, and it's really not worth getting if you're not even if you're like a really die-hard Disney fan. I don't really think this is worth picking up. Mickey's Christmas Carol I think is a lot better, but yeah, just not very interesting except for one of the several little skits. So a Predator double pack. This is one I watched a while ago, but I don't think I ever talked about it in an update. This is Predator 1 and 2. The first Predator movie I loved as a kid and watched many times, but watching the Blu-ray again, there's just not a lot of action in it, and I know that sounds like a dumb thing to say. It's considered one of the best action sci-fi action movies of all time, but other than the opening scene, which has nothing to do with the Predator, there's really no action in the movie. I like the idea of it, and when the predator was hiding in the jungle, and they try to shoot him, and he's just kind of killing them silently with ease. All that's cool, but the final battle between Schwarzenegger and the Predator is terrible. I think the movie's overrated, honestly. Other movies I had in this update, like Commando and Eraser, I'd rather watch than Predator. But Predator 2, my God, was that a horrible movie with Danny Glover. It's basically Danny Glover from Lethal Weapon playing a cop. They're in LA, and the Predator is like a serial killer, and no one knows who's responsible for all these killings because he can turn invisible, and it's really stupid and horrible. So don't ever watch Predator 2. It's not worth it. And Predator, a classic, still a movie worth watching, but I just think it's a little overrated. And then the last movie for this update, Godzilla. I saw this in the theater. I actually saw it opening night with my buddy, but and I liked it the first time I saw it. They treated Godzilla in this movie kind of like a Michael Myers type of character, this monster that you barely see any of him throughout the movie. They just kind of build that suspense. It was the same way in the trailer. They really teased him. They just kind of show you his tail or his foot as he walks about the city, and you don't really get to see him until the end. And because of that, the first time watching it, there was just this suspense building, this kind of yearning to see Godzilla. And when they finally got to the end, and there was finally some action, which was really lacking from the rest of the movie, it felt like there was a really big payoff, and that way it was worth it. But on the second watch, knowing that you weren't going to get to see Godzilla until the end, and just knowing that action, that big payoff was coming, it really, just the ending did not live up to, what I had expected from the first viewing. First of all, the action, watching it the second time was really, really weird. For some reason, I just thought there was a lot more action. I thought it was a lot more exciting at the end. I think, again, that was just because, the first time it was so kind of, there was so much tension building up to the end, and you finally got that, that payoff. But the second watch, the action just wasn't satisfying at the end. And yeah, without that big payoff, the whole movie just feels kind of long and boring. I don't think they should have, left Godzilla just till the end like that. The actual story, the first time I watched it, a lot of things just kind of flew by my head. Things went by too fast, and I thought it was too complicated of an origin story, a little too scientific to really grasp everything. The second time I was able to understand a little better, but I kind of appreciated that they were trying to be original with the story, but I think it could have been more simple. The origin story is really kind of a little too convoluted. There's a little too much to try to understand. But what I really loved about the movie was the first 30 minutes or so with Bryan Cranston's character. I loved his acting. He was by far the best actor in this movie. Once they shifted to his son, who was played by Aaron Taylor Johnson, his family, it was just like I didn't give a crap at that point about the human element. But Bryan Cranston brought a lot of emotion to the movie for the time he was in it, and I loved that setting in Japan, that culture and everything. I really loved that. I wish they could have done a little more with that early on in the movie. I loved the backstory of Bryan Cranston's character, and the story they were building with him, his motivations for dedicating his life to trying to uncover what was Godzilla, and then they just kind of threw that all away to make this go in this different direction, which wasn't nearly as entertaining. So when I saw it the first time, I would have given it a B+. but after the second watch, it's really kind of disappointing, and I might even give it like a C+. So a pretty disappointing movie. They are making the sequel. I think it's supposed to come out in 2018, and hopefully they can just make that more of an action movie, more entertaining. But Godzilla would have been in my top 10 from the first watch, but definitely not after the second. So was disappointed by this. All right, guys. Well, that's my Blu-ray update number 5. Thank you for watching. I know it was a really long video, but I hope you guys were able to enjoy that. I'm definitely not going to wait a year before making another update. I'm aiming for May, probably late May, to do another update. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and sticking around. I have some new unboxings up on my channel. Some good movies like Birdman and The Hobbit. And I'll have Interstellar next week. But yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, comment, subscribe, and take care. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.